How do we feel about the holiday PopIn? It happens a lot, right?
Yeah.
It's something that I wasn't used to that happened quite a few times to me over the break.
Oh.
It has also happened to one other show member, and they were not very happy about it. Let's get into that.
We ain't done yet. It's time for the P1 podcast.
Fun's not over yet.
Completely uncensored and unfiltered, except for that part.
Looking for the after party with it going.
The show's after show starts now.
First podcast of 2020 of the decade.
Wow.
Feels good.
Feels
Yeah, it does.
amazing.
Fuck yeah, it does.
Fuck yeah.
What's
yeah.
up? Say it.
Fuck yeah.
Okay. Yeah, so we were on our Christmas break, and it was great for the most part, but all of us experienced the holiday PopIn. And it's really kind of a weird thing for me, because my last neighborhood that I lived in, my neighbors, I didn't know any of them. Nobody was friendly.
It's amazing.
Nobody said anything, nothing like that. It was your dream neighborhood.
Yeah.
Because it was just a very unfriendly neighborhood. It was just one of those areas. I don't know what the deal was, and it was what it was. So this whole neighborly, bringing you cookies and treats and saying what's up, that did not happen. Well, I'm in a new neighborhood now, and to my surprise, every neighbor stopped by during the Christmas break.
Really?
I probably had 6 different neighbors do a PopIn.
Which is crazy because your new neighborhood is a bit more spread out.
Yeah.
So I would think the opposite
Yeah.
would be true. Whereas before you were kind of more in a tighter suburban area.
Because I am so spread out, I
Yeah.
think we're more of a community of we got each other's backs.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, if
Fuck that.
any bandits come around,
Yeah.
hey, 2024.
Thor.
It means you got to be friendly with
Damn
your
it.
neighbors. If we have any bandits or anything like
Total
that, we
bandits.
gotta watch each other's backs.
Yeah.
And so I kept getting the PopIns, and luckily my wife Deborah loves to bake, and so she had baked a bunch of stuff. Now this was stuff that we were gonna have for our Christmas with our families, but she kept having to make plates because all these neighbors were coming and stopping in and popping
wow.
by, and she had to get them together really quick and hand them out to them.
Wow.
Now one neighbor guy came over, and he had a flyer with him to invite us to a holiday party.
Oh.
Which I thought was
Really?
super nice, but we unfortunately were going to be out of town when it happened. And he goes, "Oh, well, don't worry about it. Me and my husband, we're going to have something for the spring as well."
Oh my gosh, a spring
Lovely.
fling.
And I went, "Oh, okay. What are we talking about?" He's like, "Well, I don't know. Maybe we'll bake some pizzas in our pizza oven."
Oh, yeah.
Or something like that.
Is it stereotypical of me to believe this party is fucking fabulous already?
Why would you say that? I don't
well,
know.
I
That's the
mean,
first thing I thought.
2 gay men with a fucking pizza oven wanting to party.
I feel like there's really delicious homemade craft cocktails going
Oh,
on.
well, he has his own vineyard, so.
Oh, fuck yeah.
At his house?
Yes, and he, in fact,
Oh.
when I
What?
told him my family had a vineyard as well when
Yeah.
growing up, and he said, "Oh, we need to make some wine."
Yes, you
And I said, "Well, I wasn't part of it. This was
Yeah.
before I was even born. My family had a vineyard." But he
Yeah.
said, "Oh no, well, I'll show you all the steps. It'll be great."
Oh my
So-
gosh, Eddie.
Can I have your +1?
I had all these holiday PopIns
Wow.
that I
Wow.
wasn't really expecting or ready for.
How do you feel about it? Because I know before you hated the thought of the PopIn. Like, if anybody mentioned a PopIn, you'd be like, what kind of monster
Well,
does
because
that?
the only PopIn experience I really know of is Emily's PopIn neighborhood experience, which is psychotic.
It's a little different, yeah.
Like it's people coming in and out at all times of the day.
It's more like an open door policy
Yeah.
at Emily's than a PopIn. It's like people could just, I feel like, walk in her house anytime, go in the fridge.
24/7 open house.
Yeah.
It's really weird.
24/7.
It's my nightmare.
Yeah.
It's my nightmare.
That's a lot.
And then she'll complain about it. But then on the other hand, she likes
loves it.
Sometimes she likes it, sometimes she doesn't.
Thank you, Eddie.
Yeah.
I guess it depends on your mood.
But if you leave that open door policy, then it's it's going to happen.
Yeah.
Yeah, sometimes I like it, sometimes I don't. But I do know, though, that when they do come and I'm not really feeling it, I know that I'm the one that kind of brought it on myself.
Would you rather have it than not?
Lately, it's been
Chili
a lot.
dog. Tim.
Really?
Lately, it's been a lot. Like over the holidays,
All
it
of your
got to
neighborhood
be
favorites?
A little bit too much. Like
Just
especially
close the door.
Well, I do close the door. They knock, and I
then
open
just
it.
say, well, don't open it.
I mean, I'm sitting there. I have a little house. They can see me through the window.
Or just be like, hey, I can't really talk right now. I'm so sorry. I'll call you later. And then
That's
never
just
call 'em.
so not like me. That's so not
But if you have stuff going on,
I am
well,
really
then fucking
bad.
suffer, dude.
Oh my
then fucking
God.
suffer.
2020.
Okay,
2020.
Well, I'm just
was that
saying,
it? Was that it? Was
You
that
can
the
give her any
moment?
opinion you want, and she just won't take it.
Hey.
Was that
Oh my
that was the
God.
moment, you guys?
No.
You're going to push him over the edge.
I'm writing that
I'm
down.
not doing
That's-
anything.
That was
He's
not
the
the
one
moment.
picking on me.
That was not the
That
moment.
was the moment
no,
you broke.
it wasn't.
That was, I
Yes,
missed
it was.
I'm not there yet,
That was the moment he broke.
but it's close.
He's been moaning and groaning since we started the fucking podcast.
No, I'm not. What am I going about?
Oh,
No, I'm not there yet. I'm not ready to declare it.
I have a
Well,
vote.
depending on what my guess was on our guest sheet of when he would break, I will
No,
either
I mean, that
side.
doesn't really work out. So it was happening a lot.
Yeah, it was happening a lot. Yeah, just the usual suspects. Nobody knew, no new pop-ins or anything, but just a couple times. And I feel like a couple of my neighbors don't necessarily get the hint that I'm giving, which is a problem.
What's the
because
hint?
Yeah, how does it go?
Let's hear this.
The
hot
hint is like where I'm like leaving the kitchen. If they're sitting in the kitchen with me, I'm like in my bedroom for 10 minutes doing something and they're still sitting there. Like, and I'm not even having conversation with them as much anymore. And I'm like doing stuff.
You're like
What?
folding laundry back in your room or something.
Like I go back there to like, do something that I was like,
Well,
folding laundry,
once
putting
they're in the
laundry away.
house, I don't know how you get someone out other than by
I feel
just.
like if it's a pop in and you notice somebody's busy doing errands and stuff around their house, like you just be like, okay, see you later.
I agree with
Like
you.
you see that
Yeah.
they're fucking busy.
You can notice that.
But don't you have to sort of initiate it by like, okay, well, I got to get some laundry done or something like that?
Yes, and
But
I need to maybe in 2020 I will try to be more vocal about what I want
Yeah, I think so. If you want them out and they're not leaving.
because I'm deathly afraid of confrontation with stuff like that.
You got to drop the. Oh boy! All right, got to get some laundry done. So
Yeah.
It's so obvious.
Awkward.
If I had
fuck out.
I had a chick stay the night, unfortunately, then I would always if I didn't want to have a chick stay the night, I would always go, oh my God, I gotta let my dog out. I'll walk you to the car. So you gotta have something
an out.
You gotta have an out.
A
Otherwise, there's
pre-prepared out.
exactly. Mine was always I gotta let Oscar and Watson out. I'll walk you to the car.
Maybe I could say like, oh, I was just getting ready to hop in the shower.
That's fucking
May I
perfect.
join you?
Oh, wait. Chili dog Tim, that's quite
Sorry.
aggressive.
I'm sorry.
Wait a minute.
That's
I don't know.
Perfect.
Or you go. I got to run to the store pretty soon.
Oh, I gotta take a shit.
Wait. But I mean, they live across the street. They see my car sitting right
Damn
there.
it.
Yeah.
Well, then run to
I
the
would.
store.
I
if
would
you really want to
We're
go there.
driving
I would
around the
get in the
block?
car, drive around the block.
Yeah, 100%.
Oh, I
Just
know
so
you
you gotta
would.
take a dump.
No, you don't
Because
say
if
that.
you say laundry, they might go, oh, hang out. They may do that.
Well, the person that didn't enjoy the holiday poppin', you think would be Thor, right? But where Thor lives, nobody's popping in.
I mean, I have-
he
So
has
far out there.
It's not that
Nobody's popping in.
It's not
there.
that far.
Nobody lives around.
It was Sky.
Yeah.
Sky had a holiday poppin' and it didn't go well.
Well, honestly, I feel like I had two holiday pop-ins.
Oh, really?
One was fucking extreme, where my brother-in-law called us at 3:00 in the afternoon from Northern California and said, hey, we're going to be there in a couple hours. We're hopping on a flight. That was, so, I mean, It's not really a pop-in because we got the heads up, but still when somebody stays for 3 days and you only have like 2 hours notice, that's kind of an extreme pop-in.
Yeah, I mean, you have no say in that? Like, what if you were busy?
I don't know.
What did they say they were coming down for?
Just they needed to get away last minute, and they had said that they were going to try and come for the holidays, but then they never ended up. No plans ever came through, and then
dude.
on New Year's Day at like 3:00, we get a call saying, "Hey, my flight is going to land at
That's
7:30."
brutal.
So,
I don't know if I would have been okay. I would have been like, what? I would have. Oh, I don't
That's
know
like
what
Cousin
I would have
Eddie just rolling in.
Yeah,
You're like,
yeah,
whoa.
yeah.
Yeah.
So
Hey, Sky, shitter's full.
shitter's full. So it was. It's my brother's brother. So my brother was just. I mean,
Your husband's brother.
My husband's brother. So my husband was just stoked. He didn't care at all. He was like, okay, cool. My brother, I haven't hung out with him in a long time. He's coming. Make up the guest room. Hit the grocery store. Let's do this.
That's horrendous.
So,
That's a big one.
So that was a big one. Just like really.
That's just a crazy guess.
Yeah, that's just a freak thing that I've never had happen before.
I would move.
Yeah, we spent a year building this house. Or
Move, sell it as fast as you can.
Light it on fire. and
Yeah,
go.
just drop the keys in the gutter and walk
Yeah.
away. But the other one was way unexpected because it was Christmas Day.
Christmas Day. Dude,
Okay, so we
no.
wake up, the family, we do the presents. I'm in full Christmas morning sky.
Gross.
Which means I'm over caffeinated. I am braless. The hair is frizzed out.
Titties flopping everywhere?
Oh, they're fucking flopping, bro.
Whoa.
I'm sticking bows on my shirt all over my floppers. Like, dude, it's a whole thing. This is what I do. I take
Sweats, no makeup.
no makeup, total BO. I'm taking the bigger ribbons.
God,
I'm like
Sky.
tying them up in my hair. Like, this is what I do on Christmas. I've always stuck the bows all over
really
me.
annoying.
Yeah, I know it is.
Yeah.
It is.
The bigger ribbons for her head are just twisty ties.
Yeah, that's true.
Her head is so
point.
small.
My head is
Tiny.
not that small. Okay, my head
It
is
was like the ribbon off like a jewelry box. A
Yeah.
tiny little jewelry box.
And that's even too big.
yeah. And so we're sitting there, and we have the new puppy. So we're playing with the new puppy, and then all of a sudden my daughter goes, "Oh, so and so is walking up our front walkway right now," and I'm like, "What?" And we go.
Like, what time are we talking?
I'm guessing like 11.
Oh yeah, that's right after the chaos is
Presents.
done.
Yeah, but still
and you're
prime. Like that's
Well,
still like you just finished
Yeah.
for us. You just finished breakfast and opening presents, and everybody's like doing their thing, looking
The
at the
kids
stuff
are
they
playing
got.
with their toys.
Oh
and
yeah.
stuff.
Yeah, exactly. So that's what's going on. And I open our front door to see walking up our walkway is some family friends, a couple and their kids, and they are walking towards our front door carrying gifts.
And you have no heads up.
No heads up. Didn't know they were coming.
Yikes.
I don't understand this. This is almost psychotic to me.
They
Yeah.
had no text
One
saying,
of the
hey, we
worst
want to
things I've
bring
ever
you.
heard.
One of the worst.
Is there something to it is a surprise. Like we're surprising you.
It's not
No.
a birthday, though.
No. Well,
I'm trying to make sense of this, bro. I don't know. This makes no fucking sense in my world.
yeah, so I think what had happened is it's one of my husband's good friends, and his parents live in the neighborhood. So they were going to be doing Christmas at the parents'
There's
house.
no excuse
You
for this.
still got to lob a text or a call and say, "Hey, we're in the area.
Yeah.
You mind if we stop by?"
Well, and that's what his wife said to him. And his response back to his wife was, "We don't need to call in advance because they have a ring cam at their front gate." So he believes that if you have a ring cam, that's basically calling 2 seconds ahead saying, "I'm already here."
No, because if Tiffany calls me on the morning of Christmas and says, "Hey, can I stop by?" I'd probably be like, "It's not really a good time. I got my whole family here. Your dog's going crazy. I'll text you later."
or at least like I got to get dressed.
Yeah.
No,
like
I am
being at the
flopping.
ring cam, you're not dressed.
No, I'm
You're
flopping.
flopping?
I'm flopping, bro. There's not a stitch of makeup on this face.
Oh,
It
no,
is
I mean-
pale-ass white skin everywhere.
No.
Yeah.
Titties dragging on the ground.
They're dragging.
What?
Brutal.
Yeah.
Stuck in her armpits.
Yeah.
Wait.
So on top of the PopIn, which has been justified because we have a ring cam.
That makes zero sense.
That is fucking crazy.
I wouldn't have answered the door.
Yeah, well, but that was the thing. They were already there and they had seen there was no, and
Damn it.
Then to make it 50 fucking times worse, here they are, the PopIn. They're in Christmas best, okay? We are in pajamas, braless, and they have a handful of gifts for us as we look under our tree with nothing left underneath.
Oh shit! So they had stuff for you. You don't have anything for them?
Not
Oh.
a fucking thing.
No.
I'm not the kind of
Yikes.
person who buy outside of you guys on the show. I don't buy gifts for friends. Like,
No, neither do I.
Me neither.
like if
Unless-
it's your birthday, I'll take you out for a meal.
Dude,
yeah.
Like,
Yeah, same. I think that's how most people operate.
Yeah.
Unless I know I'm going to be seeing somebody, a good friend of mine, I'll give them a bottle of wine or, like the Christmas cookies or something like
yes,
that.
yes.
But gifts
Gifts.
are for like super tight, family members and friends only. Really,
Yeah.
that's it.
And I feel like if you're giving somebody a gift, there has to be an spoken like you guys have to have a deal with each other. Like
then you feel like
then
an
you know,
asshole.
yeah.
Then you're like giving me a gift and now I'm a dick.
yeah.
And even though, oh no, we don't want anything, we didn't expect anything. It doesn't matter. You make me feel like an asshole.
You still
Did you
feel
do
like
one of those things where you kind of like look around the house for something to give them?
Yeah, and I knew we had nothing.
Here's Nugget.
Our puppy.
Yeah, because my 3 best friends,
Oh, thanks. We're right here.
well, outside of you
Hi.
guys,
Hi. He's
are
a-
Jeff, Louie, Doug.
What'd you get him this year?
We don't give gifts. We've never even talked about it. Not on our birthdays, nothing. So like, if one of them just randomly showed up with gifts, I'd be like, "Oh, this is weird," because we don't buy gifts for each other.
Yeah.
It's just something we don't do. So I feel like them bringing gifts to Sky unannounced and never talking about gifts, it's kind of presumptuous for them to think, oh, they're going to have gifts for us too, right? So I'm
Well, I
assuming
don't know
they're
that they're thinking that, but I just don't think they're thinking all the way through.
No, they
Of
just it's fun. It's the holidays.
We have
fun.
something for you.
Yay! Yeah,
Yeah.
like that's where
maybe
they're
I'll
at.
see some titties.
Well, no, I don't think anyone was trying to see these titties. So they walk in with the gifts, and we don't know what to do because we got nothing.
Hopefully you went and put a bra on.
No.
Oh, what?
Well, I put a sweatshirt
Oh, God.
on top of my
Sky.
t-shirt. I hope that counts.
Was it a long sweatshirt?
And so these guys are friends of the families. And so since we were moving so much, you know how we had that like month and a half where we were going from like rental house to rental house, during that period, there was some booze we had, and they took a big old box of our booze so we wouldn't have to move it from like rental house to rental house. And they hadn't returned all of it yet, which I forgot. So when they walk in with our gifts, and they also have a bottle of Dom in their hands. And so I'm like, holy fuck, these guys have brought gifts, and they brought a fucking bottle of Dom, right? So that's when I'm like, well, we got to pop this to celebrate. Like, I'm trying to distract from the fact that we have no presents. I'm like, we got to pop this. Like, let's celebrate. That's so kind. And I'm going and I'm opening it. And that's when they go, no, that's your bottle that we've been holding for you. So at 11 a.m. with no bra and frizzy hair and no gifts to give, we drank a bottle of Dom, opened the gifts they gave us, and said, Merry Christmas.
This is the worst Christmas morning ever.
This is
My
horrific.
God.
So now I got no bottle of Dom.
You wasted it,
I
basically.
legit have been saving it for 5 fucking years.
That you could have had. I mean, you didn't even drink it for New Year's Eve.
No, I didn't even
Which
drink
would've
it.
made sense.
No. Like, I was legit saving it for, like, our 20th wedding anniversary. Like,
That's one of the worst pop-ins I think I've ever heard. You
Yeah,
thought
that-
yours was bad, Emily.
Oh my God.
Not at all.
That makes me so
an
uncomfortable.
extreme
Did-
pop-in.
Now, did these people get the hint that maybe the pop-in isn't really the greatest way to go next time?
No way. This guy
No.
would never let him know that.
No. And then I tried to play it off like I knew the bottle of Dom was mine, and because we didn't have gifts, like I
Oh, yeah.
was more
This
than
is my
happy
gift to you to share this.
share this super expensive champagne.
At any point, did you
in my sweats?
pour the bottle of Dom on the braless titties?
No,
wow.
I did
Oh,
not.
that would have been a
No.
great gift.
No, yeah.
Listen,
That would
my
have
new
like
gay
a-
best friends, we would love to have a 11 a.m. champagne toast, but not normally.
No.
Yeah.